I would like you to meet Marcus. He is 30 years old, recently diagnosed with cancer. His doctor said that with consistent therapy and healthy lifestyle, he could overcome this. Now, I would like you to meet John. 30 years old and has also been diagnosed with cancer. Since the treatment started, John has been very consistent, never missing a treatment therapy, and has always lived a healthy lifestyle. A year later, guess what? John died. Marcus had fully recovered. But why is this? Let me introduce you to David Sinclair, a genetics professor in the Harvard University. He explains that the true reason why people die is not because of the disease itself, rather because of the age, which makes you more vulnerable to and weak to resist upon it. It also explains in his TED Talk, A Cure for Aging. He says, unless we do something to keep the elderly healthy and productive, the cost is going to crush natural infrastructures and our way of life. Our economies are going to fall. All of this has been evidently shown with the pandemic situation that we're living. It is certain to say that coronavirus has taken control of our lives. Stores, restaurants, events, and public institutions have suspended their roles in society and are all gone. Economies also have fallen. Not to say that to this date that I'm doing this video, there are over 3.7 million cases and over 250,000 deaths. I found that most of the people that died were upon the elder community. What a coincidence, isn't it? Even though this is all clearly shown, the World Health Organization agrees that aging is one of the biggest problems of our generation. But what you don't know is that a fraction of less than 1% of medical research is devoted to understanding how we age. So without further ado, what causes aging in people and what is the science behind it? There are two ways aging is triggered in our bodies. The first and most common way is because of telomere shortening. Telomeres are segments of non-coding DNA that protect the ends of our chromosomes, resulting in the protection of the actual coding DNA. Every time our cells divide, these telomeres get torn apart. Eventually, when they are completely gone, it leads to cell death. When skin cells die, wrinkles start to appear, hair pigment cells die, causing hair to turn white, and immune system cells die, causing sickness in people more prevalent. Though there is an enzyme called telomerase that regenerates these telomeres, the thing is that there are certain activities and lifestyle factors that suppresses its enzyme activity. The second way of why we age was theorized by David Sinclair. He says the mutagens, which are toxic chemicals, stick to our chromosomes, tearing apart the genetic information and activating and suppressing genes. He also says when you activate genes that code for a cell to transform into a liver cell when it's actually in the brain, it is a real problem. That is what mutagens do. So, what lifestyle factors causes aging and how can we prevent them? First, we're going to talk about stress. Molecular biologist Elizabeth Blackburn explains how when people are under stress, cortisol levels rise up, and if the stress is prolonged, the high hormone levels will eventually cause enzyme telomerase to be inhibited, preventing endotelomere restoration. A study published in December 2004 by Elizabeth Blackburn and psychologist Elisa Apple conducted 58 healthy premenopausal women in caregiving a child with chronic condition causing them prolonged stress. After 4 years of the study, they came up with the conclusion that chronic stress indeed played a huge role in shortening of telomeres. The mothers under prolonged high stress resulted in 55% more telomere deterioration than the low stress group. In the same way, the higher stress group had significantly lower telomerase activity and higher oxidative stress than the lower stress group. The mean telomerase activity adjusted for BMI and age was 48% lower in the high stress. To clear things up, oxidative stress, what is it? It is the imbalance of molecules in your body causing them to chain react with others, leading up to cell aging and damaging. So, how can we prevent stress? Negative thinkers usually see stressful situations as a threat, spiking up that cortisol. Instead, think positively and see these situations as a challenge you need to overcome. It will make you feel much better and banish the stress away. The second main factor that is aging you is overeating. Why do you feel sleepy after eating a huge lunch? Digestion takes a lot of energy from your body and especially from your cells, restricting them to carry out all metabolic functions. This causes waste to stay in your body, such as old proteins, which accumulate and lead to abnormalities on cell function, causing them to die. The science behind this is that when you are in caloric restriction or any short-term stressors, your body activates these proteins called sirtuins or longevity genes. What they do is remove mutagens, which are toxic chemicals which stick to our chromosomes. So, what are the true powers of caloric restriction? A study conducted by the National Institute of Aging found that rhesus monkeys that were fed a caloric-restricted diet, which contained 30% fewer calories than a control group's diet, survived to 3 to 5 years longer. Rhesus monkeys are vulnerable to many of the same diseases as humans, including cancer, heart disease, and diabetes. Data from both studies show fewer age-related health conditions in calorie-restricted group than compared to the controls. Components such as the type of physical lifestyle one carry out, whether people exercise or not, or even the type of exercise people take over can have rather big or small effect on their aging process. Joseph Podolsky conducted an experiment in which he recruited 72 sedentary adults ranging from 18 to 80 years old and assigned them to workout programs, high-intensity interval training, strength program, and combined strength and cycling plan. At the end of the study, the only group that biologically improved on the mitochondrial performance on aerobic respiration and produced ATP more effectively was the group practicing high-intensity interval training. Improvement of mitochondrial activity is essential to prevent aging. Mitochondria is a powerhouse of the cell, giving it the energy to carry out metabolic processes. The more energy is given out, the more processes will be finished, resulting in a more healthy and stable body. The fourth lifestyle factor that is aging you is excessive alcohol consumption. As people grow older, alcohol in the body starts to get metabolized at a slower rate. This causes toxins to stay in one's bloodstream for a much longer period of time, making people vulnerable to harmful factors. A study published in the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health found that people who drank excessively were 33% more likely to have age-related gray rings around the corners of their eyes. That condition, called arthrostenosis, doesn't typically appear until at least age 60, according to Carol Ann Goodman. Alcohol also causes blood vessels at the skin surface to dilate. For intermittent drinkers, this causes temporary skin flushing. However, over time, the capillaries can dilate so much that they actually burst, creating visible red and purple veins across the face and cheeks. The National Sleep Foundation reports that 20% of people actually use booze to fall asleep. This causes a reduction in REM sleep, causing heavy breathing and developing sleep deprivation caused to inadequate sleep cycle. A study done by Dr. Elmabar evaluated 60 women, with half of them falling into the poor quality of sleep category and others to the regular sleep cycle. Researchers found that those who went in sleep deprivation presented more signs of skin aging, including fine lines, uneven pigmentation, and reduced skin elasticity. The study also showed that those who enjoyed quality of sleep were more probable in quickly recovering from skin stressors, such as the sun and environmental toxins. It was concluded that 22% of the good quality sleepers resulted in being overweight, while 44% of pure sleepers were obese. Obesity causes aging because the increment in body fat results in a lack of insulin sensitivity, resulting in a buildup of oxidative stress and less telomerase activity. To wrap it all up, next time someone asks you about aging, you'll be fully informed. Also, next time before complaining about your wrinkles, keep these four things in mind. See you later, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.